It's been 8 years, but I'm finally done modifying and upgrading this RV. And I'm going to show you everything we've done over the years. Hopefully this video will give you some ideas for your RV. When we're done with that, at the end of the video, I also want to share with you 2 products that I would not recommend. So let's start in the bedroom and we'll work our way through the RV. First, I built these steps on each side of our bed. Now, RV beds are usually higher than residential beds. Add into the equation, you have 2 very short people. These provide a little assistance to step down onto in the morning, and they also double as storage space. I made a video on how to build these that I'll link to. In fact, everything I talk about today will be linked down below in the video description and the first pinned comment. There's also a lot of coupon codes down there for you guys, so definitely worth checking out after the video. We also, of course, installed a TV and DVD player on the wall, and a mirror so Tara could sit down while she's getting ready. Her hair dryer would actually sometimes put us over the 30 amp threshold, and because Tara gets ready here, I installed an outlet underneath the bed. This line runs down to the pass-through storage where it can be connected to the 20 amp outlet on the campground power pedestal. We can draw a little more power and not constantly pop breakers by utilizing separate 30 and 20 amp sources. Our thermostat's also in the bedroom, so I upgraded this to the Micro Air Easy Touch thermostat. Full control from your phone, the ability to set schedules and get alerts while you're away. This thermostat is probably one of my top 10 favorite upgrades, and I would recommend to anybody. I think it's fair to say that everybody has to upgrade their RV mattress, so we went with RVmattress.com by Brooklyn Bedding. We honestly loved this mattress so much we put one in our house, and if you're in the market for an RV mattress, I'll put a link down below that'll take 30% off your mattress from RVmattress.com. Okay, moving on. Here's a modification you've probably never seen. I installed these vents, which are actually floor drains, one on each side of the underbed storage. Over the years, I've seen a few people complain about getting condensation and mold on the bottom of their RV mattress and in the storage area underneath their bed. The reason for this, or at least what seems logical to me, you have 2 areas right next to each other with temperature differences. This can lead to condensation, so these vents will allow airflow into the underbed storage area and help keep the temperature regulated. Now, I don't know if this actually works, but I've never had condensation or mold underneath my bed. Okay, not really much of a modification, but we did remove our bedroom door. There's just 2 of us, we never really needed it to begin with, and it actually gave us a little more space around the front of the bed. The last modification in the bedroom is this picture that Tara made of the OGs who are no longer with us, unfortunately. One of the 2 main reasons we got into RVing was so we could travel with our dogs. But the real reason I wanted to show you this was because of how it's mounted. It's actually mounted with command strips, and these are really strong. I'd recommend using these to hang anything in an RV. No drilling, no holes, no damage. These are their XL heavyweight strips. They're perfect for mounting something on a wall that's bouncing up and down the highways, and they can be removed at any time without damaging your RV walls. That's it for the bedroom, so let's head over to the bathroom. Our trailer came with sliding doors that do not lock, and our pups like to nose the doors open, so I installed this sliding door lock. I also added a backsplash behind the sink, and this, guys, is actually a peel and stick, so it's not difficult to install, and I think it looks nicer than the cheap printed one-dimensional backsplashes. I installed these command hooks in our shower, and listen guys, I know you're not here to see where I put hooks in my RV, but the reason I mention this is a great place to hang wet towels to dry in an RV. We don't have a lot of space in the RV to begin with. They seem to dry a little bit quicker because they're not sitting against the wall, and they're out of the way when you're not using the shower, and when someone is in the shower, we just hang the towels on hooks above the doorway. Also in the shower is a command stick-on shower caddy and soap dish. I went with these because I just thought they looked a little bit nicer than a lot of the plastic caddies out there. And what's really nice is you can remove these to make cleaning a little easier as well. And to finish out the bathroom, we installed an oxygenic shower head. Somehow it provides better pressure and uses less water. I have no idea how it works, but we definitely like it. I want to save the kitchen and living room area for last, so let's head outside next. I've tried a couple camera systems over the years. I had some that worked okay, some that stopped working. I finally settled on the HaloView BT7. It's extremely clear. It records your footage on a micro SD card. And another reason I chose this system is because they have a dash cam option. So even when we're not towing, I could utilize the same monitor to record what's happening in front of us. Hopefully we never have to use that footage, but it's always nice to have. I stuck a command broom holder here by the entry door so we could brush off the steps. On the outside of the door, we installed the Carmtech 10-digit keyless entry lock. Now, at the time of recording this, these are currently on back order. I will still put the link down below, but it might take you to a dead link until these are back in stock. And while we're outside, I also sealed the entire roof with a Eternabond. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on that today. If you haven't seen the Eternabond videos, they will also be linked down below. I also added roof vent covers, not a big deal. I think a lot of RVers are using these. Now, I did not like the steps that the RV came with. It just felt like you were walking on a diving board, so we added the MORryde step above steps. I also installed the MORryde storage compartment under the RV where the original steps used to store. I keep all my sewer hose accessories in here away from everything else, and I'm just old school. I use the rear bumper to store my sewer hoses. I added snap jacks to our scissor stabilizers. These are made by RV Snap Pads, and I can't say enough good things about this very simple product. They're really easy to install. They just replace the metal foot on the scissor jack, which also provides more surface area ground contact and more stability on soft ground like dirt, gravel, and stone. Because they're recycled tire rubber, they grip better on loose and uneven ground, and they won't gouge or stain the campground pad or your driveway. In addition to these, I also added a snap pad to my tongue jack foot for all the same reasons. If these products are something you're interested in, I'll put a link down below that'll give you 10% off your order. I placed the beveled bug screens on the water heater door along with the furnace air intake and exhaust. It's a pretty simple product. It just keeps bugs and pests from getting in these areas. And because they bevel out, they won't decrease airflow that you might get with a flat screen. As far as the TPMS, I went with Tire Minder. I've been extremely happy with their system. I had a valve stem leak start while I was driving on the highway this year. The system alerted me immediately so I could safely get off the road and change the tire before I was riding on the rim. Up front, I swapped my brake cable for a spring cable, and I highlighted my tongue so I could see it better in my backup camera. This is just a silver Sharpie. I did tape it off so I had nice edges. You could also use spray paint. I prefer the silver Sharpie. It's quicker to apply. If it does get scratched, it takes about 10 seconds to touch it up. Plus, a Sharpie is much smaller and takes up less space in the RV. On to the Pass-Thru Storage. There's not a lot of modifications or upgrades in here. I did change out the Pass-Thru Storage door locks to cam locks since most of these from the factory open with a universal CH751 key. Inside the storage, I added a hatch on the camping side so if we needed to power something outside like lights, I could still keep the storage door closed. We put up a handle on the wall that I used to hang our power cord, which does help save a little floor space. I finally pulled the trigger on the complete stainless steel Blue Technology water filtration system. Absolutely love it so far. Now this video is more about the modifications and upgrades we've made to the RV itself and not so much on the products, but I want to show you this electronic leveler from Beach Lane. This is a product that has worked perfectly for me. It shows you the roll and pitch level of your RV right on your phone. No need to get in and out of the truck to check level. Just drive up on your ramps and stop when you're level. That's about everything out here, so let's head back inside. So back in the kitchen, we installed what I guess you would consider a rustic backsplash. These actually come in sheets, so they're easy to cut and position, and they come in a few different color finishes. I installed the Camco metal stovetop cover. It obviously helps to keep the burners from getting dirty and folds up to give you access to just the front burner or all of the burners. It's worked fine. It's not the prettiest cover on the market, but it does the job. This is what's called the Kamenstein paper towel holder. Now they've since come out with countertop options. I personally like the cabinet mount option because you get to keep all your counter space. The rolling mechanism is also under tension so it doesn't unravel while you're driving, which is really nice. We have this cabinet that everything would just spill out of once you parked, so I just added some wooden dowels inside the framing to keep everything in place. Over to the pantry, I installed these pull-out drawers. Definitely one of my favorite mods in the RV. The link I put below will have different sizes in the listing, so make sure you measure before ordering. Okay, behind the TV, we have this large storage area that was really difficult to access things, especially the stuff way in the back. So what I did was built this slide out drawer to make access much easier. I also made a video on how to build this if you're interested in building one for yourself. I also cut out a section of the backing panel behind the TV to make it even more convenient to access. I wired in dimmer switches to help with the harsh lighting. Also a video we made that will show you how to do everything yourself. I also installed lens gel into most of the interior lighting. This just warms up the color temperature inside the RV. On the screen door, I mounted this Camco door handle that makes closing the door much easier. You have a much larger area to grab and close the door, so it's really convenient when the door is all the way open. We release a top 20 products video every year based on RV accessories sold on Amazon, and this item is on the list every single year. I modified and doubled the shoe storage area in my entranceway. I upgraded my factory ceiling speakers to a pair of aftermarket car audio speakers, and I added an audio output line from my TV to my head unit. So what does this mean? You may notice when you connect to campground cable or you put a streaming stick in your TV, you don't get the audio through the speakers in the ceiling. The audio only comes through the speakers in the TV. So this is a modification you can do so that all sources play through the speakers in the ceiling. And again, that video is linked down below. Okay, this is a big one. I custom built a baffle inside my AC plenum. It moves air more directly to the ducts, you get colder air quicker, and it also helps with noise. It's definitely a modification worth looking into. I show you how you can do it yourself for about $10 to $15 per AC unit. Okay, we're gonna finish up here in our extremely small living space. We removed a very uncomfortable chaise lounge the RV came with and installed a recliner love seat. Now, a lot of people are changing out their RV furniture. That's nothing new, but the reason I mention this, we got this from a home furniture store about 7 years ago. Not only was it cheaper than quote unquote RV branded furniture, it never peeled and cracked like RV furniture. The moral of the story is home furniture is perfectly fine for your RV, not to mention you're gonna have a million more options. I also picked up these wall pockets for our remote controls, but these can be used for a lot of different things. Most of the wall mounted cup holders I found just looked cheap, so I installed these hair dryer holders that work perfectly for our cups. I hope you guys are getting some good ideas from this video. If you want to support the work that we do to help other RVers, please like, share, comment, and we hope you consider subscribing. Now let's talk about the two things that I would not recommend. Okay, the first thing I don't recommend is the Lippert Screen Defender, which is essentially a plastic grill that protects the screen door from pets and small children. Two reasons I'm not a big fan are this was much cheaper when I bought it years ago. At the time of recording this, it's 65 bucks on Amazon, which is a little high, I think, in my opinion anyway, for what you get. The real problem though is that it requires modification to stay secured in some RV doors. I explain all of that in our installation video of this screen. Now, some companies are making these for a little bit less now, or you could build one yourself by using some supplies from a local hardware store. Okay, on to the second thing. RVs are now starting to come standard with valves on the low point drains. Ours did not, so we added them. There's a few maintenance procedures where you'll need to drain your low points. So instead of spending the time wrenching off the caps each time, I installed these valves on our low point drains. However, they did get a little harder to open over the years, and I got a few comments from viewers who had problems with these leaking. On the Amazon listing, they are rated up to 100 PSI. Now, when I got mine, I didn't pay any attention to the packaging and I just installed them on the RV. Something that has come to my attention is written right on the packaging. They are rated up to 20 PSI. So while mine never leaked, I did want to find a solution for you guys. So I went to these stainless steel valves. They're 1/2-inch NPT male on one side, 1/2-inch NPT female on the other side. They're so much easier to open. They're only as big as they need to be. And what I really like is they're 3/16 stainless. So I would definitely recommend adding valves to your low point drains if you don't already have them. It'll save you a lot of time over the years. And if you do, get these and not these. So what's next on the list? This trailer is actually going to be getting parked at a seasonal site, and we're going to be picking up a new RV in 2025 to travel with. I don't want to say what we're getting just yet, but if you watch this channel for product reviews and upgrades, don't worry, we have a lot of new content lined up on the new RV. If there's a modification, upgrade, or product that you absolutely love, we definitely need some new, fresh ideas, so please let me know what you would like to see done on the new RV.